Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. This week, we're in a brand new location, one I've actually never been in. We're in the clubhouse of the Danville Braves, and joining me today is the General Manager for the Braves, David Cross. And of course, we have David on each and every year here on the City Update to talk about the upcoming season for the Danville Braves. And throughout the show, you're going to see a number at the bottom of the screen where you can call and get your tickets for any game throughout the season. We're going to talk a lot about what's going to be going on at the ballpark all summer long. It's always a great atmosphere out here at Dan Daniel Park, American Legion Post 325 field where the Danville Braves play. And David, appreciate you taking the time to join us because I know it's probably the busiest part of your year because the team's going to be arriving here in just about a week or so, right?
They are, and this is really the time. May and June are really my more stressful times because it's the last minute preparation. I'm sure the Parks and Rec and departments within the city that put on events and things like that. It's the time leading up that's really the most stressful.
Absolutely.
And then once the season gets going, it really just kind of rolls.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the season. Let's set it up. When is you all's first game? I know you're going to be opening up on the road this year, so it'll be a week or two before the guys actually get to the city of Danville for their first game. But tell me a little bit about when the season kicks off for the Danville Braves.
Well, as you mentioned, they'll start off on the road Tuesday the 23rd. And we will actually open up at home on the 29th, which is a Monday of June. So we really only have 2 games in June, and then we are slam-packed in July and August. So it'll be here soon.
Very good. Now tell me, when will the kids arrive here at the Braves? And will you have your Meet the Braves again this year?
We will. With Meet the Braves will be the 22nd, Monday the 22nd, out at Westover Baptist Church.
Okay, great.
At 6 o'clock. So public is welcome to come on out.
Right.
There is a small charge for that for the public, but you can call the Braves office and get tickets for that.
Okay.
And then the players will actually get here, I believe, the 19th. No, it's this Friday, Friday the 19th, and they'll practice here for 3 or 4 days and start the season.
Now let's talk about that Meet the Braves. Can you get tickets the night of at the church, or do you need to order those in advance?
You can get those at the night of at the door.
Okay, very good. And tell me a little bit about the atmosphere that evening, and for any of our viewers out there who may want to go out and meet the team for the upcoming season. It's a great opportunity for you to talk to really all the guys on the squad, right?
It is. It's very casual, and we have people in shorts and T-shirts. I mean, it's very casual. It's meant to be very casual.
Yeah.
It's really just a time to hear the manager talk about his projections for the season and people to get autographs, and we keep it very short. The talking, that's the whole point. Is it's called a meet and greet. That's for that reason, and we have a meal catered by Checkered Pig, and that's included in the cost of the tickets. So it's you get a dinner, you get to meet the players, go through, get autographs. Hear a little bit about our expectations for the season, and it usually doesn't take much more than about an hour and a half.
Cool. Now, you mentioned expectations for the upcoming season. Let's talk a little bit about that. I know a lot of the kids that will be coming in were just drafted, last week in the MLB draft. But tell me a little bit about who will be leading the team this year, who's managing the Braves, and also some expectations for the coming season.
The manager this year is going to be a gentleman named Rocket Wheeler. His first name is really Ralph, but everybody knows him as Rocket. I don't think many people know his real first name.
Yeah.
But Rocket's going to be here. He's been with the Braves for about 10 years.
Oh, okay, great.
10, 12 years, and he spent several years with the Myrtle Beach team when they were still affiliated with the Braves. Yeah. He spent the last 3 years with the Gulf Coast League team, which is the level right below us.
All right.
And he'll be up here. He's a great guy, great. He's a fans manager. He's very attentive to the fans. Cool. He talks to them. Interacts. So, I mean, he's great, and he's a good manager. So we're looking forward to that. As far as the players, we're getting some players out of the draft. I've been getting some of those emails in the past 3 or 4 days. Players signing and who's going to be reporting where. So we should have a complete roster to be able to release probably around the 20. It's not much more than about a day or two before. So because it changes. Even our coaching staff has changed. Our pitching coach, I think we're on our 3rd pitching coach since February or March.
Wow.
So nobody's been fired. It's just things
just moving
guys around. So.
Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit about this is obviously rookie ball, and for our viewers, we talk about this each and every year. There's levels of minor league baseball, and there is a level below us, and then there's 3 or 4 levels above us. So talk a little bit about the kids that will be coming here. Some of them straight out of the draft, but some of them have played maybe in the Gulf Coast League last year. Some may have played rookie ball. Do you know if you have any guys that were with the team last year that may be coming back this year?
We usually have a couple of players come back. I don't know of the returning guys just yet who's coming back. I've just more seen some of the draftees.
Yeah.
So probably by this Wednesday, right before they get here, I'll know a little bit more.
Cool. Now, the levels above the Danville Braves, for our viewers who may want to follow some of the guys that were here last year and they know that they got promoted, they're going to still be in the Braves organization. Where are those farm teams located?
The level right below us is in Rome, Georgia. And all of the teams have the moniker Braves except for our Class High A team, which was in Lynchburg the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So step by step it would be Rome Braves. Then level above them would be now the Carolina Mudcats, which is over in Zebulon, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
That's the team that was in Lynchburg the past couple of years.
Gotcha.
Then it would be Mississippi Braves, which is our AA,
Yeah.
and then Gwinnett, which is our AAA.
Which is right outside of Atlanta,
Yeah.
right?
So, and it's the reason that the team moved from Lynchburg to Zebulon is that's the only team that we don't own, and so we have they call a player development contract with the local ownership group, and those usually range from 2 to 4 years. So that's why that's gone from Myrtle Beach to Lynchburg and now to Carolina.
Yeah. Well, it's still pretty close where you could go down and catch a game or two for the weekend and follow. I'm sure some of the guys that were on the team here in Danville will be playing down in that single A team maybe this coming year.
Oh yeah, there's some guys from last year that are on that team, and even the Rome team. They don't play. They play the Greensboro Grasshoppers team, but they only come up to Greensboro every other year. But there's also teams in Hickory, North Carolina that they play, Kannapolis, North Carolina. So even they could get to see the Rome team play within a 2-hour drive of here.
Very good. Well, that kind of gives you an idea of the structure for the Braves organization here in Danville. Of course, it's always great baseball when you come out to see the Danville Braves play. But let's talk a little bit about ticket prices and everything. It's a bargain. We mention this every time we have you on, David. For an evening out, you can't beat it, especially with the price of movie tickets continuing. It seems to go up. It cost me $40 the other weekend when I went to the movies. But it was a good movie, but it was still $40. But you can come out and enjoy minor league baseball for a very inexpensive price. Tell me a little bit about your ticket prices, because I know you have some different levels. And I'm sure you also have some season tickets available as well for those diehard fans out there.
We do. We still have some season tickets available, and our prices are very affordable. We haven't raised our advanced ticket prices in several years. Our youth and senior general admission tickets are $4 in advance. We do have a 2-tiered ticket pricing, which I'll explain in a minute, which we instituted last year.
Okay.
And that's our advanced tickets are $4 for youth and senior general admission, $5 for adult general admission, and then $7 for the reserved.
Okay.
And then day of, all the tickets just go up $1.
Right.
So would be 5, 6, and 8.
Okay.
So it's really still
Still a bargain.
It's still a bargain.
And you talk about your reserve versus your general admission. Can you talk a little bit about that for any of our viewers who have been out to the stadium? They'll know what those two different sections, but maybe for our viewers who have never been out to the stadium before, what's the difference between your reserved and your general admission?
Our reserved is the covered seating with chair backs, cup holders.
Right.
We actually do have some weight service in there as well, which is, the ones that have been here for years will, enjoy that service because they don't have to get up from their seat except to maybe use the restroom.
Right.
So, and the general admission is more bleacher seating. There's no cover. Right. So it's definitely a little bit more comfortable to be in the reserved, and really only for a couple of dollars more.
Yeah. And when we talk about the season, we didn't mention how long the guys will be here playing, but there's a lot of baseball that's going to be played in just a few short months here. So when we talk about coming out and seeing them play, they're going to be playing sometimes 3 or 4 nights a week if they have a lengthy homestand, right, Dave?
They play when they start playing. When opening day starts on the 23rd, they play all the way up until basically Labor Day weekend. They only have 3 days off the entire season.
Wow.
So they'll play for 15 days straight before they have a day off.
Yeah. And so some of those games will be here at home, some of them are away. So what's the longest homestand that you have? Do you know right off the top of your head how many games they'll be playing in a row here at home?
I believe the longest one we have is 7 games.
Oh, okay,
It's usually 6 to 7. Some years we'll have a 9-game homestand.
Mm-hmm.
So, but usually 6 is the common number.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll get a 7. This year I think we have 1 7 and most of them are 6, and when we have a couple of small little 2 and 3 thrown in there.
And they'll be playing, 7 days a week. So what are your start times? I know they vary depending on what day of the week that the team plays, right?
It does. Monday through Saturdays at 7 o'clock, and then our Sunday games are at 4.
Okay.
And then we actually have we did this a couple of years ago, and last year with the schools not knowing when they were going to go back to school until so late, we weren't able to do it. But we're doing another Dare Day event out at the ballpark. We're on August 25th. We're doing an 11 a.m. game.
Okay, very good.
So.
Cool. Now, mentioning the Dare Day at the ballpark, we always like to talk about the promotions that are coming up for the upcoming season. I know some of the most exciting are your fireworks, so I know you'll be having those twice on the fourth or around the 4th, and then at the end of the season, right?
Correct. We do 2 fireworks shows. We actually do ours on the 3rd because the city does it on the 4th, so it works out really well.
And that's going to be a Friday night this year, right?
It is.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
So it's great because the people at Danville get 2 nights in a row of fireworks, so it works out really well.
Yeah.
And actually, the same company actually does both of them.
Great.
So it's
and they put on a great show.
It's a good. It's a good event. So then we do another one at the end of the season, and I believe that one is August 29th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday. That's our season-ending fireworks show, and they're both good shows.
Right. And then I know some of the other hot ticket items are your bobblehead nights, and then also your military appreciation nights. And I know you do some other nights where you do fundraisers with your jerseys. You have unique jerseys that the players will wear. At the end of the night, they'll sign them, and you have like a silent auction throughout the game. And then whoever is the highest bidder will be able to take that jersey home. And so tell me about the different nights that you have for your bobbleheads, but also for your military appreciation and your other special evenings.
Well, we're doing the military appreciation again. That's something that Blue Ridge Beverage and Angus Heating and Air, and a new sponsor this year, Blackwall Auto, is coming on board to help support that. With the funds for those jerseys that you mentioned go into the Veterans Memorial, which is right here in the park, and we also split that with the Fisher House, which is down in Fayetteville. Yeah. Best way I can describe it is it's like a Ronald McDonald House for military families.
That's
so.
Correct.
If anybody's interested in finding more about that, they are on the web. It's a great organization. But actually, our first military night is actually Friday, July 3rd. So,
oh, wow.
So it's kind of ironic, and it's a great night to kick that off with.
That's going to be a hard ticket to get, I think.
So, well, we usually sell that night out. So, with the added incentive of military veterans and active duty getting in for free that night, that's going to even be more of an issue. It's the first time we've done it on a July 3rd, but we'll see how it goes.
Great, yeah.
But and then you mentioned the bobbleheads. We're doing 2 this year. We're doing a John Smoltz, he didn't play in Danville obviously, but he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Cool. So we're doing a bobblehead of him, and then we're doing one of Julio Teran, who came through here in 08 and 09 and is pitching well in Atlanta. Having a little bit of a struggle this year, but we feel like he'll be there for the long haul. So.
Cool, very good. So will there be any other evenings where you'll have, special alternate jerseys that you'll be wearing and doing a silent auction, or will military appreciation be the one for this year?
No, we're also planning on doing a cancer awareness as well.
Okay,
so we'll do another one of those. That's going to be scheduled in August. We're still trying to finalize the exact date of that, but that'll be just a one-time thing, whereas the military, we wear those. This will be the 2nd year in a row we've worn them multiple days, and then we auction them off at the end of the season.
Gotcha, very good. All right, well, David, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, we'll talk a little bit more about some other promotions that are coming up during the season. And again, you can call the number on the screen to go ahead and get your season tickets or get your individual game tickets. Are they on sale now as well, along with the season tickets? So you can get your individual game tickets. And then we'll also talk about if you want to bring a group out or have a birthday party, David and his staff can help you with that as well. So when we come back from break, we'll talk a lot more about the Danville Braves as they open the season up here in the city on June the 29th is their home opener here in the city. So when we come back and break, we'll talk a lot more about the Danville Braves. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The average text, takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. My guest this week, General Manager for the Danville Braves. We're actually in the clubhouse where the guys will be joining us here, I guess, in the clubhouse in just about a week or so as of this taping. And the home opener for the Danville Braves will be on June the 29th. They actually will start on the road about 7 days earlier. So they'll have a couple of games under their belt when they take the field for the first time here at American Legion Post 325 field. But David, we were talking before we went on break about all the great promotions that you have throughout the season. I know you've got quite a few others throughout the year, and I guess opening night will be one of your 2 faith nights, right?
Correct. Then we'll have the one of our faith nights, and that's where we really what we do is we offer the houses of worship in the area a chance to come out. And we realize some of them are smaller and may not be able to meet our 20-person group minimum for the pricing. So we basically waive the minimum, because we do have some churches that may only bring 8-10 people out. They'll bring their pastor and some people.
Yeah.
So that's our first one, and then we have another one in August. I believe that's the 21st. Okay. And that's one where, like I said, it's 2 great nights. It's they come on out. We usually try to have I guess the best way to describe it is like a Christian, not rock band, but it usually ends up being like a Christian rock band. We usually try to have one band playing on the concourse, and we're working on getting those lined up for us this year.
So that'll be a great night. 2 nights of faith night, and one of those being opening day on the 29th. So come on out, and it'd be, like I said, a great time to bring members of your fellowship to come to the Braves game. It'll be a fun night. Also, we've got your Dollar Dog Days are back, and your Thirsty Thursdays. I guess those have been staples of the promotional lineup for years, right?
They have been. They have been. The hot dog. The Dollar Dog is a great event. You'll see people walking out to go home with 10 or 12 hot dogs in their hand. I guess they're going to go home and freeze them or stick them in the fridge. I don't know, but but in the Thirsty Thursday is always a popular event. It's even more popular when that falls on July 3rd because it really we have to really be prepared when it's on that night. But those are night. We're actually doing a new. We're going to try something new this year. We're going to do something called Tall Boy Tuesdays. So, it's you can kind of imagine what that's going to be, but it should be a fun night.
So do you have the price for the tall boy yet?
We don't have those determined yet.
Okay.
We should know. Unfortunately,
should be a good deal, though, I guess.
It will be. It will be.
Very good. Well, always come out and have your favorite beverage at the Danville Braves, and we can do that on Thursdays and on Tuesdays this year. Get good deals on that. Okay, great. And then you mentioned the Dare Day, and that'll be the last game of the season.
No, that'll actually be the 25th. It's a 25th.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what will be taking place on that day.
That is where it mostly deals with the county schools, but we do invite the city schools as well. Okay. And that's where we have the Dare officers from the county, because I know the city doesn't do the Dare. I mean, we still feel like it's an important program. But we invite the schools out, the middle schools, and it's usually, I believe, the 6th graders that come out. Okay. And they come out. We have the Dare officers here. They do some things on field before the game. They bring the drug enforcement dogs out. They do some things, just some presentations out on the field. They have tabling on the concourse, which is information for the kids and parents that may want to come out, and the teachers. So it's really just a great time to have them come out and learn a little bit more about the program, and it's something like a early school year field trip.
Yeah, and you said that's an early start time that day, right?
Yeah, it's an 11 a.m. game.
Okay, very good. So you want to come out for that. And again, we're talking about a lot of dates on today's show, but so you can always log on to dbraves.com. All the information we're discussing on today's show is located on there. Of course, your schedule along with the promotional schedule is located there as well. And you mentioned about the Faith Night having groups come out. So I know you have special pricing for groups. Tell me a little bit about the pricing scale for if you want to bring a large group out to the Braves game.
Well, that's as I mentioned with the Faith Night, we discard the minimum, but it's just a 20-person minimum. Okay. And even small businesses can do it. We'll call companies and they'll say, well, we only have 10 employees or 8 employees, but if they include their families and children, they can easily get to 20. Yeah. And the discounts are great from the get-go. It's the highest group price we have is $375 for a general admission ticket. So it's already $1.25 off, which doesn't sound like a lot, but percentage-wise, it's a great deal off just the $5 price.
For sure.
So, and that'll go all the way down to $3, depending on how many they have. So
very good, cool. And I know my kids have had birthday parties out here before, and I'm sure you're still going to be doing that this year. It's a great deal. You get autographed ball by the team and everything. Tell me about the price for your birthday party and what all you get for the evening for your kid.
Well, the birthday parties it's a great event. That's just a 10-person minimum. I mean that it doesn't entail as much as the picnic. It's not a full-fledged picnic, but that is 17 per child, and that includes, like I said, each child receives actually a logo baseball. The birthday boy gets birthday child, because we do have girls that come out. We want them to come. We want y'all to come out too. But they get an autographed team ball. Cool. They get a first pitch. The birthday child gets a first pitch. Yeah. So it's really a great experience. And then something else that we do is the Field of Dreams teams. Yeah. That I know y'all have been out here as well. Yeah. So that's actually another great event, or a great part of this that we do. It's for less than what it would cost to buy a ticket per child. They can come out, go into the dugout for 10 or 15 minutes before the game starts, meet the players, get autographs on. A lot of kids bring baseballs. They'll get them to sign their gloves, hats. And then they actually get to run out on the field with them for the anthem and stand with them, and then they come back. It's a really great experience. I know I run into people that say they remember standing with Andrew Jones in the anthem back in the 90s and guys, and and it's really great to hear those stories.
Yeah, my kids did that when they were smaller with Dylan. We did that 3 or 4 years in a row, and I even did it with Maddie, my youngest daughter, with her T-ball team 2 years ago. So they had a great time. And I know when Dylan did it, gosh, that was probably 5 years ago. Simmons was playing shortstop, so he stood with him. We got pictures of that. And the guys are great in the dugout. They spend a lot of time with the kids. Like you said, you get about 15 minutes with them. They'll sign anything you give them. They have a great time. So, and it's a great deal. As you mentioned, for the price you get for your group, I mean, all that's included. I mean, you couldn't beat it. So I know you've had some of your staff was actually out at some of our Little League games this year, passing out flyers to all the coaches, try to get them involved. So if you do have a Little League team, or if you're coaching out in the county, you want to give them a call, because that's a great thing. And what's the price for that if you want to do the Field of Dreams?
I believe that's $75, and that includes up to 18 tickets. Yeah. So like you said, you do the math, it's still cheaper than doing.
Right. It's getting your individual.
And plus you're getting to do the extra stuff of going into the dugout, which we don't allow typically.
Yeah, it's a great thing. So, well, David, let's talk a little bit about more. Let's see, promotional wise, anything that we didn't mention. You got your 529 day. You got 2 of those, right, coming up throughout the season.
Well, actually, we have a 529 night. Okay. Which is just an individual event, and that's where any student in the area, it doesn't matter what level, with a B or higher average on their final report card, can get into the game, can get a general admission ticket for free, and that's the second game of the season, the 30th. Okay, and then every Sunday is 529 night, and that's for people that are enrolled in the Virginia 529 program, can show their card at the ticket booth and get the student can get a free general admission ticket.
Oh, well, that's a great.
And that's every Sunday.
Every Sunday here at the ballpark. Well, that's a great opportunity for individuals and children there who have good grades and are taking part in the program, can come out and enjoy the ball game. And like we said, it's a great family atmosphere where we're very lucky to have the Braves organization here in the city. And how many years now, David, has the Braves been a part of the city? It's been since '94. Is that right?
Actually, '93 was their first season. So this will be the
do the math,
23rd season,
23rd
because the first season was the first season, so it's 22nd year and 23rd season.
Yeah, right. And I know, David, you've been how long have you been part of the Braves organization, and then how long have you been here in Danville? I know it's been a lot of years, right?
Well, I started working with the Braves in 1998 and came here in 2000.
2000, all right. So 15 years.
15 years here.
Oh, very good. And now when we talk about the Braves being a part of the community, I know there's been some upgrades that have been done to the field and some of the facilities here of the upcoming season. Some you may be able to notice when you come to the ballpark, some you won't be able to notice. So tell us a little bit about some of those upgrades.
Well, I'm glad you talked about it. I was going to discuss that towards the end anyway. Yeah. And one of the biggest improvements that was done, and thank you to the city for taking these on, is the drainage in the field was addressed in the off season, and I know for the fans that have come out the past couple of years, we know that's been a little bit of an issue, and that's been, and I've seen it firsthand. It drains, beautifully now, so we should be good to go. If it rains at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for 30 minutes, we should still be able to play at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, very good.
So, but you wouldn't notice that just coming out on a sunny day. Obviously, the first thing you're going to probably notice when you pull up is the concourse has been expanded out closer to the road. Yeah. So that's something that's new. And then another noticeable is the painting, a large amount of painting that's going on around here. A lot of the structural steel was painted, and just really brightens it up. Makes the place look great. So I mean, that's kudos to the city for helping take care of the facility. And I think we work hand in hand to do a little bit of we've done some of the painting. The city does the majority of it, but we do our own as well.
Yeah, well, let's go. It's a great partnership. Again, we're very fortunate to have the Braves organization here in our community, and we want the community to come out and support the Braves. So, again, go ahead and get your season tickets. Even if you can't make it to all the games, you can always give them to family members, co-workers, whatever you need, and get you some nice reserved seats under cover. And I know you got fans underneath the cover there to keep you cool on those warm summer nights. And again, there's going to be a lot going on at the ballpark. We really just kind of scratched the surface on all the promotional items that will be given away during the season. And again, you're going to see great baseball. These kids will be coming in here in just the next couple of days, ready to put on a great show. Again, they'll be trying to climb the ladder to make it to Atlanta one day, and they'll be putting their best foot forward on the field here. And again, they'll be playing teams from where for our viewers who may not be familiar with the Appalachian League. They'll be playing teams from where? All over, the North Carolina, West Virginia area?
Yeah, we have we're one of 3 teams in Virginia. There's one in North Carolina down in Burlington, which is only 45, 50-minute drive. Then there's, in our division, there's Burlington, North Carolina, Pulaski, which is just over 2 hours. Princeton, West Virginia, and Bluefield, West Virginia. Right. Princeton and Bluefield are kind of almost like us and Chatham, distance-wise, maybe even closer. And they're just in West Virginia, as you can imagine. And then the other division is Bristol, Virginia, and then Eastern Tennessee, Kingsport, Johnson City, Elizabethton, and Greenville, Tennessee.
Wow. So you got so how many teams total in the Appy League? Is that?
There's 10.
10 total,
so
okay.
It's 5 in each division.
All right, so then we'll be looking for a division title this year and then head into the 3-game playoff there at the end of the year to determine the Appalachian League champion, right?
Well, we're hoping. We were there last year and had our opportunity, and just unfortunately the ball didn't go the way we wanted it to, but those things happens. I mean, we've been there many times before and won it a couple times.
Successful, really, in the last 5 or 6 years, haven't you been successful?
Yeah, we've had a good stretch in the past. Sure. Really, in the past 10 years, we've really had a good stretch of teams and some good talent come through. And and not to go back, one of the teams in the league this year is the team in Pulaski is actually going to be a Yankees affiliate this year.
Oh, okay.
So, not a Yankees fan, but for all those Yankee fans out there, I know there's some out there. I won't name you by name, but look for when we play Pulaski and come on out and see some of your future stars that you want to watch, and hopefully we win.
Yeah, and that's always a big draw. I know anytime you go see minor league baseball, if the Yankees affiliate's in town, always a big draw. So that's great to hear. I didn't realize that. So I know, there'll be quite a few Danvillians will be excited to come see the Yankees rookie league team heading to Danville.
It'll be the first time. I think there was a Yankees affiliate in the league back late 70s, early 80s, so it'll really be the first time that there's been a Yankees affiliate in this league in 30-plus years.
Right, very good. Well, David, I really appreciate you taking time to join us today. Thanks for inviting us into the clubhouse, and we'll try to catch up maybe with your manager a couple of times throughout the season just to give our viewers an update on how things are going. And so this will be his first time in Danville, and you mentioned he was in the Gulf Coast League the last couple of years, so we're looking forward to meeting Rocket and him leading the Braves this year, and also talking to some of the kids as they make their way through the Braves minor league system. And again, go ahead and give the number a call on the screen to get your tickets, or you can log on to the website, dbraves.com, to find out more information all about the Danville Braves organization here in the city. So, David, I appreciate you taking the time to join us again during your busiest time of the year.
No, thank y'all. Y'all do a great job, and just the show that you do is very informative because I know I watch the different shows on when I'm sitting at home, sometimes late at night, and I'll see them on, and I learn things about other aspects of the city I didn't know. So it's a great piece that we have for the city.
Well, thank you, David, and thank you at home for watching. Until next week, have a great day.